Hey BookTube, no glasses today. I'm still kind of sick. My head is pounding, and my glasses are irritating me having them on. So I'm going to try to do this without wearing them. Maybe not the whole time. Sorry, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this now. I haven't really talked all day, so um, this is the oh fuck. It's like the okay, so but shit. I knew I was gonna fucking do that. It's the okay, so Booksically Tag. Fucking hell, that is like not fun to say. Um, but I guess it was made up by Andrew at Okay So Booksically. And this has been around for a bit. And I was tagged by Challenge Thyself. Thank you so much for tagging me. I remember I got tagged in this video, or tagged to do this like a long time ago. And I can't remember why I was putting it off, but I put it off probably because I didn't want to go up and go and not be able to say the word. But alas, here we are. So thanks for the tag. Tell us about your user and channel name. I am Matt, paperback junkie. Should I tell a story? I've said it before, but I named my channel that because I was reading Junkie by William S. Burroughs when I decided I was going to start a channel. And I like paperbacks, and I was reading Junkie, and that's just how that happened. And I was named Matt because my parents named me. My dad wanted to call me Stone, and that didn't happen. Okay, open your Instagram, search, and chat about the first three images. Now, I was like going, oh man, this is gonna be like meaty and crazy because I follow some weird people on there, but it ended up pretty chill. So, I got Jody at Jody Loves Books with a Raymond Chandler pick with The Big Sleep. And I haven't said it to her yet, but that book is fucking awesome. And on a video, you were saying, like, what else you should read by him or whatever. Everybody likes A Long Goodbye, which is really, really good. My favorite is Lady in the Lake, but it's kind of because it's about where I live right now as opposed to LA, really. So that was kind of interesting. Let me see what else we got here. Next one I got is My Brother-in-Law at Indian Wells. And then I have M. Osborne 2017 with All Her Succulents, which is funny because Zoe is on like a huge succulent kick right now. But man, that one in the middle looks like a freaking Cthulhu thing. That's terrifying. All right. And I just took one shot for the next question, which is, oh, wait, no. Open YouTube and talk about the first three videos. And I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. I'm going to be able to talk about some shit, you know? Well, it turns out that all three videos are about the same thing. So the first one The first two videos are from Jim Cornette's Talking Sense. And Jim Cornette was a wrestling manager in the 80s and 90s and a promoter in the 90s. And he worked everywhere. And the first video is about magazines like Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which I used to get all the time as a kid because in Southern California, where I grew up, on TV, all you can get, if you, like, because we didn't have cable, so the only wrestling we got was WWF. So like AWA and NWA and all that shit I never saw, but I would get to read about it in Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And Pro Wrestling Illustrated used to have like all the different territories and the top 10 ranks and who the champs were and everything. So I was able to like see a bunch of stuff about Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors and Magnum TA and Jerry Lawler, the Midnight Express and the Rock and Roll Express and all that shit. Nikita Koloff, fucking hell, man. So all sorts of cool shit like that. But the video was about Pro Wrestling Illustrated making up quotes because there was no internet, obviously, and there wasn't really a way for anyone to like fact check a lot of the information. So PWI used to post a lot of stuff that may or may have not been true just to like have some quotes and sell some magazines. So it was like what the wrestlers thought about that. And then the next video from also Jim Cornette's Talking Sense is wrestling's most boring territories. And in it, he talks mainly about AWA's television show, which was shit. But I don't know. I kind of liked AWA a bit. But yeah, it wasn't great. And they had a very lackluster announcer. And then the final video is of the 1986 scaffold match at Starrcade, where Jim Cornette falls off the scaffold and breaks his knee. So that was pretty funny. So good stuff if you're into like really old wrestling. Awesome. Okay, I'm trying to read this. Your favorite song you listen to while reading or writing. How many places it have. My iTunes used to have like play numbers, like how many times it's been played, but I don't know where that went. It's not there now. But reading, I could kind of read in complete silence most of the time. Every once in a while I'll try putting on some like classical stuff or something when I'm reading, but not very often. And then as far as the writing goes, I've done all sorts of different stuff to music. Like when I first started writing, like a million years ago, I would have like classical music and the instrumental Danzig Black Araya albums on, and Angelo Badalamenti's Twin Peaks soundtracks, which would be cool until like the like super upbeat jazzy stuff comes on, and then it would be like too much for me. But for a long time, I mean, not a long time, maybe like 3 years, every script I wrote, I was writing to the discography of the Cramps. I would start it on songs the Lord taught us or whatever, and just have it play through until shit. What was that album called? Fiends from Dope Island or something like that. Um, and it would just like repeat as many times as it needed to while I was writing. And there was a lot of material there, so there was enough. And like I had like that 2 CD set of like the rarities and stuff like that, greatest hits that would also play in. So that was cool. Um, and then I was writing to a lot of death metal like not too long ago. Like really, really like brutal death metal and black metal for some reason. I don't know. I think it was helping me with the fight scenes. It seemed to make it more angry. Um, a favorite book on my shelf at the moment, Acidos by John Fante, is amazing. Um, it's so good that I got the other 3 books in the series, and they got here today. And I just started reading Wait Till Springtime Bandini, which is the first book. As the Dust is actually the 3rd book. It was the 2nd one published, but the 3rd chronologically in the story. So it's a wonderful book about a struggling writer in Los Angeles around the Depression. And I I think the thing about it that I like the most is no matter how much he comes off as being better than this girl that he falls in love with, and no matter how many times he says awful things to her to piss her off, just to like get her goat, he will then immediately try to do something that he thinks will impress her. Because in his mind it would impress him, and it never impresses her, ever. And that goes into the last page of the book. And it's just got the best ending of a book I've read in the longest time. I hope you could even hear me. I don't know how this is coming across. I kind of lost my voice. Let me see here. I could read. Favorite bookish thing you love using as a prop in your videos? I probably have to say a book. I'm going to go out on a limb, and hopefully that is acceptable. I don't really use props. I have my little Dale Cooper around here somewhere. I think he's behind my computer right now. 3 books you're dying to reread but probably never will. Here's the thing about me. Even if I kind of want to reread something, I'm going to reread it. I almost never, if I want to reread something, I can't even think of a book where I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to reread that. And then I didn't. Usually, like, if I want to reread something, like Pulp, okay? I read this 3 times in one day because it was so good. And I'm like, oh my God, that was great. I can't wait to read it again. So I just started it again. And I'll put other books on hold. Like, I have a stack here of all the books I'm supposed to be reading for March Mystery Madness, which I will get to. But I got my John Fante books today, and I'm like, fucking hell. Yeah. Uh-oh. Siri's gonna start talking to me in a second. Amazing bookish finds. I will say finds because I have not purchased these things. I'm trying to be good right now. But I have come across some of the greatest mugs, like coffee mugs, that are like literary or bookish lately. Like there's this amazing Kurt Vonnegut mug I saw, and I can't even describe it. But I saw one on a new BookTuber's channel. I think it's Bookish Bear. He's got like a first edition cover of Breakfast of Champions as a mug. Oh my god, so amazing. I loved it. So just Google coffee mugs and then your favorite author, and you will be like blown away at the shit that pops up. Now, this one was super hard. Hottest authors. I've been sitting here racking my brain trying to come up with something. As a lot of you know, the only female author that I've read lately has been Agatha Christie. And, yeah. I really don't know. I feel really bad not coming up with an answer, but I mean, fuck. I don't know. I can't even think of an author. Because, like, I'm sure there's some, like, good looking chicks out there. But I'm not going to go, ooh, I have, like, a crush on this author. Because I think them being an author and me liking what they write would have to be a lot to do with that. So, yeah, so I guess that's it. That was pretty fucking anticlimactic if I ever fucking came across something. So, I'm going to tag some people. Let me see here. Is it Bookish Bear? I hope it is. I keep saying it. That would be embarrassing if it was like Sam Colson or something like that. So I'm going to tag Steve Partridge. And if you've already done this, just ignore me. I think Steve Donahue's already done this. Steve, if you haven't done this, go ahead and do it. Eric Peterson, Paperback Mania for sure. Yeah, Bookish Bear, if that's your channel name. If that is your real name. Liz Schubert, go ahead and give this one a tackle if you haven't done it. Really should have done this beforehand. And anyone else who wants to do it, okay? Just so I'm not like meandering. So until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.